identification number?
We're just on our way to work at NASA, sir.
I had no idea that.
You know what we're doing here? We're putting a human on top of a missile shooting into space that's never been done before. I need a mathematician that can look beyond the numbers. Math that doesn't yet exist.
You have someone? Catherine's a gal for that. She can handle any numbers you put in front of her.
You're a computer at NASA. You let women handle that sort of...
Yes, they let women do some things at NASA, Mr. Johnson. And it's not because we wear skirts. It's because we wear glasses.
14 days, astronauts will be here for training. Everything we do can matter to their wives, to their children. I believe it's going to matter to the whole country.
There's no protocol for women attending.
There's no protocol for a man circling the Earth either, sir.
If you were a white male, would you wish to be an engineer?
I'd already be one.
Angry. I feel angry because the separation of white people and black people is unreasonable. White people is just underestimate and look down to colored people. For example, Mary Johnson, who wants to become an engineer at NASA, but her ambition are impossible to get because she have to attend a white school. She have to bring her case to courts to fight her rights. Other than that, what makes I feel angry is there is one scene that Dorothy Vaughan come to a public library with her two sons. They just sit at the library and looking for a book, but suddenly they are forced to leave the library because they had entered white people section. Sad. What I feel sad because Catherine is one of mathematicians who appointed to Space Test Department for temporary. Catherine was appointed, but no one of her colleagues treat her nicely. There is no toilet colored people in the building, so she had to go to her previous department buildings for just go to toilet.
The problem that clearly faced by the colored people employees in this movie is discrimination. As the first one is as Catherine need to force himself to walk half a mile to use the nearest colored people toilet because they separated between the colored people toilet and also for the white people toilet as well as for the cafe. Other than that, Mary Jackson has applied for an application for NASA engineer position, but she was told that she needs another additional courses, which is she needs to enter Hampton High School. However, that school is only for white people. So here in this clearly shows that they did not want any colored people to be engineer in their organization. Moreover, the colored people who work for NASA has not been assigned the job they good at. For example, NASA has facing difficulty in activate the IBM machine. However, Dorothy secretly entered the IBM machine room in order to show that she knows on how to activate the IBM machine. Finally, Dorothy succeeds in showing them that she is the right one to be in charge in activate the IBM machine. Furthermore, another mistake that NASA made is when they did not let any colored people to take part in discussion. This will make the colored people hard to do their job. It is better for NASA to look on how the employees can bring so much advantage to the organization, and even for the country, they should not discriminate their employees, especially discriminating among races.
Next, I will proceed with the message from this movie. So in this movie, it involves NASA organization, which known as the type of the organization that have a diversity workers at the workplace. The message that can be seen from this movie is the performance of work may actually be improved if the prejudice and racist behavior is not present in the diversity organization. So I agree with the message of this movie because the African and American that working in NASA were facing the prejudice and racist behavior. From this message, it can be related with chapter 3, which is in perception and learning organization, which is under stereotype. This stereotyping is the process of assigning traits to people based on membership in a social category, as what can be seen in the movie as the workplace diversity was not common back then, and there were stereotypes made against African and Americans that resulted in them being treated differently than the others. However, this was quickly debunked by the outstanding performance demonstrated by brilliant women, as we can see in this movie, such as Catherine Goebel, where she has proved to the world that focusing on diversity can make the performance of work with images with naturally.
The first suggestion in minimizing the problem occurred in this movie is by having effective communication. Communication is a fundamental necessity, but some people when involved in the problem would rather not express themselves because fearing they may threaten the job. Problem solving requires transparent communication where everyone's points of view are freely expressed. All voices should be heard. so that the leader together with the team can collectively map out a path toward a viable and sustainable solution. Based on this movie, the black women who working at NASA are not freely speak out. The black citizens should be hear the voice without having any discrimination. Next, the second suggestion in minimizing the problem occur in this movie is by reducing differentiation. Employers need to give the worker tasks and then trust them to execute. They need to remove sources of different values and beliefs. It is because when the Space Task Group was created in 1958, engineers from Flight Research Division formed a core of the group. But Catherine initially are not allowed to move along with them because different races and skin color. But after she convinced them, she finally can enter into this group.
From the problem of discrimination to take part in the discussion, it can be solved by the workforce diversity in terms of gender equality in the surface level diversity which observe the demographic and physiological differences in people. It can be proven from the movie when Catherine is not allowed to attend the Pentagon briefing because there is no protocol for a woman to attend the meeting. However, she is the one who gets to solve the problem in the meeting after Mr. Harrison allowed her to join the meeting. Therefore, there should not have any gender inequality in the organization in order to achieve the goals. Lastly, to minimize the problem of discrimination for the engineer position in NASA is the self-enhancement, which is one of the process to shape the self-concept. It is about the motivation that a person has to get a positive self-concept and to get favorable perceived from other people. It can be seen when Mary can join the NASA engineer training program because she don't have the advanced courses from the University of Virginia, which is the university for the white people only. Therefore, she bring the case to the court and managed to get approval to attend the night classes in Hampton High School. All the barriers are actually become the motivation for Mary to achieve her ambition to be the first female African American aeronautical engineer in NASA and even in America.